country premium, that's the origins. And origin has nothing to do with the living income differential.
Also, the cost of smelling good. Limited versions of original perfumes inundate the market, and that fits the budget of young people perfectly well.
So me, one spray I get to be Calamine. They will say be like 30 series or something. So Calamine, I use like 1 year. That one said to be some small one.
Be at least 200 cities, sometimes 100 cities.
And it's going to be a long weekend as Muslims across the country mark Eid al-Adha. But how has inflation affected the price of meat? We'll have that on our shopping list today.
Last year we were selling some of this 3,500, 4,000, but this year the safer is too high. We are buying them with safer, we are not buying them with CDs.
There you heard it. We have details coming shortly. The story is. Hello and welcome. Now, the Ghana Cocoa Board and its Ivorian counterpart have made a strong case for major stakeholders in the cocoa value chain who buy cocoa beans from the two countries to increase the price of the commodity to benefit farmers. According to Cocoa Board, even though Ghana and Ivory Coast produce premium cocoa beans in the world, the high quality of the beans is not computed in the price build-up. Speaking at a meeting in Accra with cocoa beans buyers from Europe, the chief executive of Cocoa Board, Ayitey, warned that the two countries will no longer accept prices that worsen the living conditions of cocoa farmers.
Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire to get a just share of the market price. But before then, we had country premium, that's the origins. And origin has nothing to do with the living income differential. Origin country premiums actually are for the quality of the cocoa we produce. Just as industry is prepared to pay for fine flavor, we believe that we have a peculiar quality in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, for which over the years industry had paid premium for that. Now the premium is being discounted, and it's very disheartening to see premiums discounted.
Meanwhile, Mr. Ayitey stressed the need for the full implementation of the living income differential of $400 per ton to cocoa farmers.
Reminded ourselves that for the past 20 or so years, industry had been particularly concerned about the welfare of the farmer. And so industry was able to come with a number of initiatives. The sustainable certification, traceability programs were all geared towards improving the conditions of farmers. We are very much aware of that. But then those of us who represent the farmers also indicated that all these programs were not enough. But from our perspective, we came to the conclusion that the sustainability programs were touching just a section of the farmers, not everybody. In Ghana, for example, less than 20% of the farmers were actually involved in these sustainability programs. we needed something which would be universal and would touch every farmer. And that's how come in Berlin, we came into a gentleman's agreement on the living income differential. We felt that with a living income differential, every farmer was going to benefit because it's universal, irrespective of the size and scale of the farmer. And 4 years down the lane, the story has not changed. The narrative is the same. I think it's important that we meet and reappraise what actually went wrong.
Now, farmers in cassava growing communities of the Asante Achim Central Municipality of the Ashanti region say they are forced to sell their produce at cheaper rates or face a glut as the cassava processing initiative started 3 years ago hangs in the balance. The municipality is noted as a cassava growing hub in the Ashanti region, but farmers lack a ready market for their produce as they wait for the completion of the facility meant to chart a path to value addition to the staple foodstuff. We have more in this report.
Kwame Buisa traveled from Sandema in the northern region to Driase Praso in the Ashanti region to farm. He owns a 5, 6 and 10-acre cassava farm. Despite the large volumes of cassava he produces, he's unable to get buyers. He tells Joy News how volumes of his produce are rotting away on his farms.
We farm on vast land.
Despite the consistent investment in his farms, he speaks of little financial returns.
We have no use for harvested cassava.
I'm at one of the farms at Driase Praso in the Asante Achim Central District of the Ashanti region. Farmers say they have not had a fair share of the national cake. Most of their farm produce are rotting, and the few that they are able to bring on the market too, they are not in the best position to negotiate the prices with traders from Konongo. They say they rather feel cheated. Konongo is the market center for Driase Praso and surrounding communities. But farmers and traders alike say they do not have the upper hand in bargaining power. Teni Wilisa is a farmer and a trader.
Our harvested cassava is sold cheaply to Konongo traders.
900, 800. To prevent his cassava from going waste, Kwame Blisa sells his fresh cassava to Konkonte sellers in the town.
We dry the cassava and some Konkonte sellers purchase it.
But perhaps the solution to Kwame's problem is this building, which residents describe as an abandoned cassava processing factory at Konongo. They query why it should be sited at Konongo, a non-farming community.
It may be because Konongo is the capital town. Konongo has never been a farming community.
However, the Asante Achim Central Municipal Chief Executive Yao Kwache says the structure built in 2020 under the One District, One Factory initiative was to serve as a training center for cassava processing.
But the local investor is yet to complete the project.
This municipal assembly, in partnership with an investors, decided to have this demonstration cassava processing factory to train some of our youth, so that in future, if we are to get a bigger factory, yes, this youth that has been trained will in turn train the other people, the masses, so that we get a lot of people involved in the said factory we are thinking of having in future.
He says the cassava processing plant component of the project will be sited at Cassava Processing.
This assembly has had a meeting with Cassava Processing Traditional Authority, and they've also promised us, given us a land should we want to establish a bigger one, like I've explained to you. So this one is just a demonstration factory to train other people. In future, if you are to put up this cassava factory, it will definitely go to Cassava Processing.
Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
Now, the Savannah Agricultural Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research has demonstrated 7 new varieties of rice to farmers in the Upper East region. The new varieties, according to researchers, are water efficient and have an early maturity period and are high yielding. Here is a report by regional correspondent Albert Sori.
The Savannah Agriculture Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research released the 7 varieties of rice in February this year for demonstration on rice fields at Tuchuluga in the Busa North District and Gani in the Kasna Nankana municipality. The varieties are named Togo Mashal, Agra Rice, IR 841, and Legon Rice 1. The rest are Bewa, Mali, and Savannah. According to researchers, the varieties are water efficient, high yielding, and have an early maturity period, and therefore suitable for the climate in northern Ghana. Dr. Francis Kusi is acting director of the Savannah Agriculture Research Institute.
For rice production in Ghana, it has very huge, potential in the future. Talk of the varieties, we have the varieties that are resilient to the climate effects that we're seeing. Talk of the production techniques is there, right from integrated soil fertility strategies, IPM, weed management, and all that. Is the support for us to push these technologies to the farmers. Some they are seeing for the first time, although we've released them for a very long time because we don't have support to get them promoted among the farmers.
The demonstration of the new rice varieties was done under a project known as Wagrenova, funded by the European Union. Dr. Edward Marty is an agricultural economist with the Savannah Agriculture Research Institute and the coordinator for this project.
Now, what we intend to do with this project was to address the challenges that has to do with water use among irrigation farming. We have to demonstrate to farmers when to irrigate and also the quantity of water to irrigate. We also try to demonstrate high-yielding rice varieties in the lowland areas of the Tono irrigation site, and this is what we are actually experiencing today. We presented to the farmers different set of varieties that have been developed over the years from Sari. So we try to bring it here so that we would kind of demonstrate it to the farmers for them to actually pick their preferences.
Some farmers were selected to grow the new rice varieties as part of the demonstration. This was to afford them the opportunity to experience for themselves the quality of the improved seeds so they could make informed decisions on purchasing them for farming seasons in the future. Some of the farmers were excited by the performance of the new rice varieties, especially with the yields.
After observing, I've seen that there are a lot of, the rice have tailored very well. You can see that the weight is very encouraging. They are uniform in size. For what I've seen today is very interesting. And for what we do always in our farms, I see that this is more considered very industrious and then very good, that we should try to practice this kind of rice cultivation.
Now that we've come to see the new variety, we've discovered that the Agra tray is very good for us because of the base, and then the yield too will be good for us because the Agra that we are now transplanting is mixed. So if we get the Agra tray, it will be good for us.
The Savannah Agriculture Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research is hopeful of getting more support from their partners to produce these improved rice varieties in larger quantities to reach more farmers. For Joy News, Albert Sori, Ghani, Katsina Nankana Municipality.
And you're still watching Business Live. Still to come in the bulletin, it is going to be a long weekend as Muslims around the country, across the country actually, mark Eid al-Adha. But how has inflation affected the price of meat? We will be having more on the shopping list as we hit major markets in the capital. Do stay for more.
Last year we were selling some of this 3,500, 4,000. But this year the safer is too high. We are buying them with safer. We are not buying them with CDs.
Now, it's going to be a very long weekend because Muslims across the country will on Monday be marking Eid al-Adha. It is the second and biggest of the two main holidays celebrated in Islam, and there will be a lot of meat going around. But times have changed and meat has become more expensive. Well, Joy Business Shopping List visited the Aveno Junction here in Accra to gauge the prices of goats and sheep ahead of the celebration. Here's more.
These are those we are selling them 6,000, 6,000. These are the animals that. How much are you selling it for? Last year we were selling some of this 3,500, 4,000. But this year the safer is too high. We are buying them with safer. We are not buying them with CDs.
Your name first of all?
Rashid Bobtoya.
Okay, so Rashid, help us with the prices of the animals.
Yes. Oh, right. This new prices or
new and old prices?
Well, you need 25 million, 2,500.
How much are you selling?
Oh, last year it was like 2,001, 1,002, but this time it's 2,500. The prices, people are not buying because of the prices. It's so high, too high. Very, very expensive. I don't know what is going on.
The price has doubled.
It has doubled. It has doubled. We have sheep here, we sell it 6,000, 7,000, 10,000. Like this one. Last year it was like 2,400, but now it is 6,000.
Are you not exaggerating the price?
Tell you the real fact of the prices here. You can ask anybody. The real fact. This government, I don't know what they are doing.
But if I have 1,000, can I get an animal?
Maybe a chicken. Maybe a chicken.
So I can't get.
You won't get it. You will regret for buying that animal. It's like a puppy. Oh, those goats last year 4 million, 5 million, but this time it's 1,500, 1,300, 1,700. You can't get a goat here less than 1,000.
But are people buying though?
Since in the morning, they didn't buy anything here yet. They're only coming and asking prices and going back. That's the real fact.
Don't you think that from tomorrow, people will start coming around to buy?
This is the time that the people will buy sheep, not the last minute show. The last minute, they just come, then just squeeze themselves and buy. It's too expensive. This year is worse. I won't just lie to you, it's very worse. Dangerous.
But it can sell.
Oh, sell again.
Then now, yeah.
Na metutu.
Nancy, moto twa ya moje ne say and depending on aponche no.
Yeah, depending on the size.
Inside I want
30 Ghana.
Last year na moto twa.
Last year no the same thing because I feel we no gas no akosoro.
And you see how so scan you on to which I do be on to venture. And they are managing a kakaka.
I do manage to say,
I do want the Shadan Koyesa, but yeah, we are kakaka.
So Evans has come here to buy some of these animals. He will tell us what he's going to use it for, if it's for the celebration or it's for personal use. So tell me, how many animals have you bought so far?
I've bought 6 animals so far. That is 3 females and then 3 males.
And how much you get it?
In all, I got it around 5,000. Looking at the sizes, although they are not all that big pets, we will manage it.
But how often do you buy these animals though?
Once a week. Yeah, I come here once a week, every week.
Okay. So has the price changed since you came here from last?
Sure, the prices has changed. Looking at the sizes of the animals and the price that they are mentioning today, you can see that there's a vast difference as compared to last week and today.
But you got 6 animals for 5,000. Isn't it a bit cheaper?
They are not big. They are not big. I wish you could have been here at the time they were killing the animal. They are not all that big. Yeah.
So there you have it. If you have plans of buying any of these animals for the Edo Ada festivities or for personal use, you need between 1,000 and 6,500 to get one. To our Muslim brothers and sisters, we say Badika Sanla to you.
And there you have it there with Beverly Brom, gauging the scenes of the prices of, sheep and livestock on the market ahead of the Eid al-Adha celebrations on Monday. Away from that, let's now talk perfumes, because the choice of it is generally regarded as a decision made based on financial status and personal taste. Many have questioned whether the difference between cheap and expensive perfumes really matter. The perfume market in recent times is full of clones or imitated versions of the originals. Now, these less expensive perfumes target a young, poor to moderate clientele with less to spend. Love FM's Mona Lisa Frimpong explores how young folks are smelling good on a low budget.
Anthony Jumfo, a radio presenter, loves to smell good. He is a perfume enthusiast. He sets a target annually for himself to buy original, designer or niche perfumes.
Perfume can get to that level of it being your personality, like who you are. Sometimes I had a lot of people, like when I pass by, they can say, "Hey, Bali came here," because they know how I smell, and it gets to that level when you begin to attach yourself to one kind of brand. So every year I set target for myself. So next year I have a perfume I want to buy, which I'm saving towards. My favorite smell is by this French designer, Chanel. I love Chanel perfumes.
Everyone would love to flaunt a unique and exquisite type of perfume. Known brands present expensive perfumes as a lifestyle and a critical fashion choice. Wearing an expensive brand of perfume is generally likely to equate a person to a certain status or level in society. But expensive perfumes range from 1,000 Ghana cedis to as high as 3,000 Ghana cedis.
But my budget, perfume I'm going to go 1.2.
My budget for a perfume is 120 Ghana cedis.
So me, one spray I get to be Calamine. They will say be like 30 cedis or something. So Calamine I use like 1 year. That one said to be some small one.
Be at least 200 cedis. Sometimes 100 cedis.
This is cologne of Paco Rabanne's Olympia, which is priced at 80 Ghana cedis, but the original is going for 500 Ghana cedis. And it's not just enough to have your dream smell. Well, as you can see, many of these designer brands by the young folks and some people. So the market has been churning out some colognes which are an imitation of these expensive designer brands.
With as little as 30 Ghana cedis, one can walk up to 28-year-old Francis Efriye Jr. and Eric Jeffy at Edum for a small bottle of perfume.
They call it milk. They have a strong scent. Like ladies, some of the ladies who are pay men and you want to ladies. I don't go for perfume. I know they say better one. For the perfume, will be a chema, will be a better.
Some people prefer strong scented perfumes.
Anyways, I will create so on original creed. Remember, the pennies by a shield of the ladies, you know,
each perfume has its own price.
350. 120. We color red. The blue nasa. Matwama nasa. The red and a red is on the ketwa. Original one. No, Casamu. Everything was 700, 800.
So, how do you differentiate a cloned perfume from an original perfume? Dealers say the cheaper the perfume, the shorter its shelf life and the faster the scent fades.
To get a perfume, it will last for a longer. You must buy the expensive one. Up to there, 300 CDs, 800,000 gold. But if you want to buy a perfume less than 70 CDs, the small one lasts more than the 3 hours or 2 hours. You just feel it too for 30 minutes or 10 minutes. But for the cheap, like say 1 hour or 2 hours, it's vanished.
The clone perfume industry has provided employment for many young men in the metropolis. In 2020, Eric Jeffy resigned from working at a printing press. His brother introduced him to the perfume business. Eric makes good sales from the sale of clones. In a day, he sells about 30 bottles of perfumes.
I've gained a lot selling perfumes.
Francis Efriye Jr. could also sell 50 bottles in a day.
I gave it my perfume 15. I'm a man for 20.
Mr. John 4 is also benefiting.
Yeah, I started with Club de Nudes. That's a kind of clone of Creed Aventus. That was the first I bought. Creed Aventus is actually a perfume, but its price is way higher compared to that of Club de Nudes. It has the same smell, and when you use it, like, people aren't going to be so critical to say this is not Creed Aventus. It's not really like it's my business that I do. I don't really have that shop to like I sell, but on time to time I do order them. So when it comes, I do recommendation. Oh, this perfume is in. Can you know, in a nicer way.
It is necessary to have a signature scent in order to make a good impression. The best way is to go for an expensive or designer fragrance, but if you can't, perhaps you might have to switch your attention to clones. Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
And that'll be for Business Life. Many thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.